Michael Bisping just dropped his take on who's next in line to face Volkanovski after UFC Noche. Diego Lopes turned the division upside down with that insane spinning TKO over Jean Silva, shocking everyone. Silva came in as the favorite, and had he won, the hype train alone probably would have carried him straight to a title shot. But now that he's out, the race is really between two names, Lerone Murphy and Aljamain Sterling. As for Movsar Evloev, he's been sidelined with injuries, so it's basically certain he won't be next. Fans everywhere are chanting for Lerone, and it makes sense. His vicious knockout of Aaron Pico had the whole MMA world talking, and he just keeps looking scarier every time he fights. On the flip side, you've got Aljo, the former bantamweight champ who just handled Brian Ortega and already has the resume to make a strong case. But Bisping says he believes his countryman Lerone Murphy already has that title shot locked in. As for Diego, he sees his next step being a fight with Aljo. What did you think of UFC Noche? And more importantly, who do you believe deserves the title opportunity? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now let's break this down. Aljamain Sterling, the former bantamweight king, beat Brian Ortega, though it wasn't the most thrilling fight if we're being honest. Still, it was dominant. He then called out Alexander Volkanovski, but Bisping doesn't think Aljo will get that shot just yet. Instead, he believes Diego Lopes needs to stay active, and a matchup with Sterling, who's ranked number 5 and a former champ, makes perfect sense. The atmosphere at UFC Noche was electric. While the production wasn't as flashy as last year at the Sphere, where Dana White admitted he burned through millions, the event was still wild. The ring girls were out in style, the Mexican crowd was on fire, and every single Mexican fighter walked away with a win. By the time the main event rolled around, the energy in that arena was absolutely insane.
Former bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling. Of course, Aljamain just beat Brian Ortega in it was one-sided, but it wasn't the most exciting affair if you recall from that fight, but he did beat Brian Ortega. He called out Alexander Volkanovski for a shot at the belt. I don't think he's going to get that, but Diego Lopes, he needs to stay busy in the meantime, because I do think it will be Lerone Murphy, and there's no better person right now than Aljamain Sterling, who is ranked number 5. He's a former champion at bantamweight, so I think that makes all the sense in the world. The atmosphere, UFC Noche, was unbelievable. Of course, the production wasn't like last year. Last year at the Sphere, Dana White spent millions of dollars, said he's never going to do that again. But of course, the ring girls were out in force. They looked absolutely incredible. The Mexican crowd were phenomenal. And the Mexican fighters all went undefeated. And I'm telling you, when that main event was happening, Jesus, you could hear the energy.
Shavkat Rakhmonov has made it clear he's not taking any filler fights. In his latest interview with Ulysses Media, the undefeated welterweight said he's only waiting for gold, no matter how long it takes. Quote, "The situation is tough. I'm waiting to see who fights for the belt. Maybe it's next year. I don't want to waste my energy on unnecessary fights." End quote. This all goes back to his canceled fight with Belal Muhammad. Shavkat was originally set to face him for the title, but after he got hurt, Jack Della Maddalena stepped in to fight Belal instead. That single switch completely flipped the welterweight landscape. Now Islam Makhachev is lurking, and if he steps into the division, the UFC could easily book him with Kamaru Usman instead, a bigger name and legacy fight than Shavkat. That leaves Rakhmonov stuck in limbo. He's undefeated, dangerous, and 100% worthy of a shot, but timing, injuries, and the hype around Islam might push him further back. And in today's UFC, headlines often outweigh quiet dominance. Shavkat wants the gold, but in this division, skill alone might not be enough. What do you think about the chaos at welterweight? Let me know in the comments. Here's Joe Rogan hyping Rakhmonov on his podcast. I like that Chinese-looking Russian Shavkat. Dude, he's the most under-the-radar guy because everyone's avoiding him, and he doesn't have a huge name yet. But he's scary as hell, solid wrestler, dangerous striker, wicked spinning back kick. He's the real deal.
I like that Chinese-looking Russian, Shavkat.
Oh, Shavkat Rakhmonov.
My motherfucking
He's the most under-the-radar guy ever. He's the most under-the-radar guy ever because everybody's avoiding him, and he doesn't have a big name yet, but he should.
Dude, he will.
Wonder Boy's like, no thanks.
Yeah.
No bueno.
Yeah, that guy's scary as fuck.
He's a solid wrestler and a solid striker, too. He's got a wicked spinning back kick.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's throwing all sorts of
All those Dagestan guys can do everything, man. It's so
Is
wild.
he from Dagestan?
Oh, no, he's not. No,
he
he's
did
not.
have a big...
no, my fault. No, he's not. He's from another country.
Well, it's like
another
Chechnya, Dagestan, Russia.
Turkmenistan.
Is that one of them?
Ever since Michael Bisping exposed Khamzat Chimaev's sweet tooth and lack of discipline, the MMA world has been buzzing. On his channel, Bisping revealed that people close to Chimaev say they constantly have to check him, finding candy bars stashed in his drawer even weeks before a fight. And yet Chimaev still went on to beat Dricus du Plessis for the belt, going the full 5 rounds. But here's the issue. Some analysts say his cardio questions remain unanswered, since DDP spent much of that fight on his back, never forcing Chimaev into deep waters. Khamzat insists he doesn't care about the gossip, but the debate over his discipline isn't going away. Joe Rogan chimed in too, saying Khamzat's a freak, man. He just needs a bit more discipline. Discipline itself is an art. Seeing someone truly maximize their grind like David Goggins, that's inspiring. And let's be real, everyone cares about what people think. That's human nature. The energy you get from people, good or bad, can fuel you. That's why I love these conversations.
That's a freak, man. He just needs to be a little bit more disciplined. Bro, discipline is art. Yeah, I think it is, because it's beautiful for me to see. When I see someone who's really, truly disciplined, who like a David Goggins, someone who just like truly maximizes the grind, I feel like there's an art to that. And that I don't give a f anybody thinks. That's nonsense. People say that because they absolutely care what people think and it bothers them. So they say, I don't give a f. But that I don't give a f stuff is almost entirely nonsense. You do care. And you care in both ways. You care if people are critical of you, care if people are positive of you, but you also care if people are living positive lives and they're motivating you. That's a big one. People are fuel. And other people, it's one of the reasons why I like talking to people, one of the reasons why I like to do podcasts.
Now on to a sleeper matchup that's massive for the bantamweight division. Merab Dvalishvili versus Cory Sandhagen. Merab enters as the favorite, but let's not forget, Cory's slick movement, range control, and creativity have given elite fighters nightmares. On Mike Perry's podcast, Sean O'Malley broke it all down. He noted that Cory's style is actually a lot like his own, and we all saw how Merab handled that. That's why he's picking the champ to win again. Sean also reflected on how much losing twice to Merab humbled him, forcing him to refocus on his career. For now, any talk about moving to featherweight is dead. O'Malley's locked in at 135 and looking to bounce back. Sean said Cory did a great job against Umar, creating scrambles and staying tough in grappling exchanges. But if Merab grabs hold of him, I just don't see Cory surviving that grind. His strength, his cardio, it's Khabib-like. Skill for skill, Cory might be better overall, but Merab's dominance in what he does best makes him so hard to beat. I'm leaning Merab, but I wouldn't be shocked if Cory pulled off something spectacular.
You know, it's me and Cory have very similar styles. Cory did do a really good job against Umar, creating scrambles and like keeping his hips high when Umar tried to get to his back. Umar and Merab have different grappling strengths and techniques, but man, I think if Merab can get a hold of Cory, I just don't see. Merab felt so strong and you know, just really strong in those certain positions. His gas tank's ridiculous. I don't know. I think if I had to guess, Merab, but it's hard for me to count Cory out because I do think Cory, like, skill for skill, is one of the best guys in the UFC. I think he's got more skills overall than Merab, but Merab, that skill set he does have is so good, so dominant. It's very Khabib-like in a sense, and you know, it's hard to count either one of those guys out. But yeah, if I had to guess, I'm kind of leaning towards Merab, but Cory, it wouldn't be surprised if Cory goes out there and does something spectacular.
That's all for today's update. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss your daily dose of MMA news.